Everyone talks about investing. Buy stocks, buy real estate, buy crypto, buy gold. Invest your money, make it grow, compound your wealth. That's the narrative, and it's not wrong. But there's something nobody talks about, the real power of holding cash. And I don't mean keeping all your money in cash, that's stupid. I mean having strategic cash reserves that give you something most investors never have: options. Cash is the most misunderstood asset in finance. People think it's dead money, it earns nothing, inflation eats it alive. Why would you hold cash when you could be invested? Because cash isn't about returns, it's about power. And once you understand this, your entire approach to wealth changes. Power number one: cash buys assets when nobody else can. The 2008 financial crisis, March 2020 COVID crash, March 2023 banking crisis. What happened in all these situations? Asset prices collapsed, stocks down 50%, real estate prices cratering, panic everywhere. And the people with cash, they got rich. Warren Buffett's famous line, "Be greedy when others are fearful." Easy to say, hard to do. You know why? Because being greedy when others are fearful requires having cash when everyone else is fully invested, or worse, leveraged. During the 2008 crisis, Buffett deployed billions buying stocks at fire sale prices: Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, General Electric. He negotiated sweetheart deals because these companies were desperate for capital. Where did that capital come from? Cash reserves he held before the crisis. The average investor fully invested at the top, watching their portfolio get destroyed, forced to sell at the bottom to cover expenses or margin calls. No cash to buy when everything was cheap. They missed the opportunity of a generation because they had no dry powder. Cash gives you the ability to act when everyone else is paralyzed. That's power. Research shows firms with high cash holdings recover operating performance faster after financial crises. Why? Because they can invest in capital expenditures and R&D while competitors are cutting costs and laying people off. They buy distressed assets. They acquire struggling competitors. They expand when everyone else is contracting. Cash isn't dead money during a crisis. It's the most valuable asset you can hold. Power number two: cash eliminates forced selling. This is huge, and almost nobody understands it. When you're fully invested and an emergency happens, you have to sell something, and you have to sell it right now. You don't get to choose timing. You don't get to wait for a recovery. The market could be down 30%. Doesn't matter. You need cash, so you sell. That's forced selling. And forced selling is how wealth gets destroyed. You lock in losses. You sell assets at the worst possible time. You give up future gains, all because you had no cash buffer. People with cash reserves never face this. Medical emergency? Cash covers it. Job loss? Cash pays bills while you find new work. Car breaks down? Cash handles it. No forced selling, no locking in losses, no panic decisions. This is why financial advisors recommend 3 to 6 months of expenses in emergency funds. But that's the minimum. Smart investors hold way more. They hold 12 months, 18 months, sometimes more, because they understand that cash buys time, and time is the most valuable asset in investing. Subscribe if you're finding this valuable. Most of you watching aren't subscribed, and this kind of content is what we put out every week. Power number three: cash gives you negotiating leverage. Try buying a house with no money down in a competitive market. You'll lose every time. Cash offers win bidding wars. Why? Because sellers know cash deals close. No financing contingencies, no bank approvals, no risk the deal falls through. Cash is certainty, and certainty has value. This applies to everything: business acquisitions, real estate, private investments, distressed asset purchases. Cash buyers get better deals because they can move fast and close with certainty. When a motivated seller needs liquidity immediately, the person with cash names the price. That's negotiating power. During the 2023 banking crisis, companies with strong cash positions had options. They could acquire distressed competitors. They could hire top talent being laid off. They can invest in growth while others were fighting for survival. Cash creates opportunity when everyone else is in crisis mode. Power number four: cash reduces stress and improves decision-making.
This is psychological but incredibly important. When you have cash reserves, you don't make desperate decisions. You're not checking your portfolio every day, panicking about market swings. You're not losing sleep over whether you can pay bills. You have breathing room. Research in behavioral finance shows that financial stress impairs cognitive function. When you're worried about money, you make worse decisions across the board. Having cash eliminates that stress. It gives you mental clarity to make rational long-term decisions instead of emotional short-term reactions. Investors with cash can hold through market downturns without panic selling. They can wait for better entry points instead of chasing performance. They can pass on bad deals because they're not desperate. That psychological advantage compounds over time into better returns and less volatility. Power number 5. Cash lets you take asymmetric bets. The best investments have limited downside and unlimited upside. Venture capital, angel investing, distressed debt, special situations. These opportunities require capital that you can afford to lose. If you're fully invested in stocks and bonds, you can't participate. You have no risk capital available. Cash reserves let you take calculated risks on high upside opportunities. You can invest in a friend's startup. You can buy a distressed property. You can participate in a private placement. These bets won't all work. Most will fail. But the winners can return 10 times, 50 times, 100 times your money. One big winner pays for all the losses and then some. The wealthy understand this. They keep cash specifically for asymmetric opportunities. When something comes along with massive upside and limited downside, they can move immediately. They don't have to sell other assets. They don't have to get approval from anyone. They just act. That's how generational wealth gets built. Hit that subscribe button if you're still with me. Power number 6. Cash protects against liquidity crises. Markets can freeze. We saw this in 2008. The interbank lending market stopped functioning. Money market funds broke the buck. Repo markets seized up. Assets that were supposedly liquid became impossible to sell without taking massive losses. During liquidity crises, cash is king. Everything else becomes hard to monetize. Real estate can't be sold quickly. Stocks can only be sold at massive discounts. Private investments are completely illiquid. But cash always works. You can always spend it. You can always deploy it. You never have to take a haircut to access it. Financial institutions learned this lesson the hard way. Banks that had plenty of assets but not enough liquid cash failed. Investment banks with billions in securities couldn't raise cash fast enough when clients withdrew funds. Liquidity, not solvency, killed them. Having cash prevents liquidity crises from becoming solvency crises. So, how much cash should you hold? There's no single answer. It depends on your situation. But here's a framework. At minimum, 6 months of expenses in emergency reserves. That's your foundation. Beyond that, add cash based on opportunity cost versus option value. If you're young with steady income and a long time horizon, you can hold less cash. Your human capital is your safety net. You can take more investment risk. But even young investors should keep at least 3 to 6 months expenses liquid. If you're approaching retirement or already retired, hold more, 12 to 24 months of expenses minimum. You can't afford to sell stocks in a downturn to fund living expenses. Cash protects you from sequence of returns risk. If you're an entrepreneur or have variable income, hold even more, 18 to 36 months. Your income is less predictable. You need a bigger buffer. And on top of emergency reserves, keep dry powder for opportunities, 5 to 20% of your investable assets in cash or cash equivalents, ready to deploy when great opportunities arise. This is your strike fund. People will tell you this is inefficient. You're losing purchasing power to inflation. You're missing out on stock market gains. Maybe, but you're gaining something more valuable: optionality, flexibility, power, the ability to act when others can't, protection against forced selling, mental clarity, negotiating leverage. Cash isn't about maximizing returns, it's about maximizing outcomes, and the best outcomes come from having options when others have none. That's the real power of cash. Nobody explains.